Hi everyone, Bree here with Artistic Breeze, and I'm showing you a haul from Crafter's Companion. And just to let you know, they had contacted me and given me a $50 gift card to try some of their products, and I'm showing them here now. That was a Spectrum Noir pad and also their doily die, and I got two of those, and then the free stamp set. I'm actually missing a free stamp set. And here's some Ken Oliver's Stick It and some heat resistant acetate, and also their cardstock, which I am in love with, and I'll show you that. I also bought two of their 24 set pencils, swatch them out for you. I had bought the rack that went with it. I swatched out the colors. I bought two of the sets, and then I am coloring a My Besties image that I actually transferred onto their Spectrum Noir paper. I'm showing you my colors I'm using now, and we'll get into that in just a second. So I sped this video up a little bit for you. So I'm going to go ahead and start with her face color, and I'm using my lightest, which I believe is Eggshell. So I'm just going to color up, and we're just doing the base color here. I'm going to get all the colors laid down, and then afterwards, once I color the whole entire thing up, we'll go ahead and do the colored pencils over top. It's kind of a mixed media-ish piece because I'm using both mediums, but I wanted you to see the kind of effect you would get with that. So I'm just coming in with some darker shades. Now I'm using the linen color to kind of blend that in, going right up next to that other color. So I'm just gonna go around and shade as I feel needed. And of course I made her a little nose because they don't really come with it. So now I'm using some cheek colors for some blush there. And you can see I'm blending out that blush. And part of this I did with my phone, guys. So sorry about that. It is kind of the wrong way the video should be pointed. But once we get into this coloring, we'll change that up. And just to preface this by saying that I am on bed rest until I have surgery on my back, so I am doing this from my bed, so you can see kind of the colors and the bed spread there. So, you know, I'm still trying to make videos for you guys, so just work with me. So now I'm getting into the rest of the skin, and I do it the same process. So I always go with my lightest color, and then I shade with my darkest color, and then I just blend it out going backwards. And if I need it, I'll go back to my darkest color and darken up the shadows that I had already lost. Because we all know alcohol markers spread. I am liking these markers. I think they're very nice. They have a brush tip in, and I've used Copics since '09. And they do have a different brush, but for beginners, I'll tell you guys, I would think this brush would be better because it doesn't give as much flex as the Copics and some of the other markers. It does have the little bullet nib, which I like that it doesn't come with a chisel nib, so you can see that I use the both ends, and they're very user friendly. So if you're a beginner, these are the new Illustrator Pro Markers, which I really do like. I don't have the full range of colors. I just bought two 24 sets of those, and I had bought two 6 sets on my own before I had gotten these, and tried them out just a little bit. But I do say I'm loving these, and let me just say that all my opinions will always be my own, no matter if I've been given product, which I really wasn't given product. I was just given a $50 gift certificate to spend as I wanted. So I did really want to try out their new Pro Illustrator markers and their new Color Blends Pro pencils. So you can see I'm just using various colors, and I'm not really blending a lot here because I am going to go over with the pencils. So now I'm showing you the colors that I'm doing her mermaid tail. Oh, I'm sorry, her eyes. I got a little ahead of myself. So I do like these markers, and you will see when I get into the pencils, I really like those as well. So we're just doing various colors for our eyes there. And I could tell you the colors I used were, let me see. No, sorry, I don't have them with. But they're just some aqua colors. And I did get a free set of coloristas because they had a 30% off sale for their 12th birthday, I believe it was. So now I'm just coloring the hair for you guys. And I'll just let you sit back and watch it until I come back in. If I need to say something, I'll really come back in and say it. But I'm shading with always 3 to 5 different colors. Okay, guys, there is one thing I want to say. This is a very large image, so it did take a little while to do this image. I think in total it was about 3 hours and about 50 minutes. So I did speed some parts up 10%, or actually 8%, and there's one part that is 20%. But that's just showing you some of the coloring, which you don't need to watch at all. You can kind of get the gist with the parts I'm coloring now. Okay, guys, now I'm just zooming in again, and I'm doing some of the foliage, and you can see that I'm using that bullet tip. I'm trying to show you the marker caps, but the way that the phone videoed, it did not do the wider angle like my camera does, and so I don't know how to switch that, but as soon as we get into some of the more coloring, you'll see I switched cameras there. Now I did use one of the coloristas because I do not have a lot of the markers, And they have a really fine bullet tip and a little bit larger bullet tip, which I like both of those. And they color very well. And this is in real time, so you can kind of see the difference. And here I'm using the smallest little bullet in it to get into those little tiny crevices. Now I'm doing a second pass over it to darken it up because it wasn't the exact color I wanted, but it did darken up, so I was happy about that. Now I'm just widening some spots here. Giving it a little bit more depth here and there. Now I'm just going back to my lighter marker and blending some of that out. Right now I'm just choosing some of the markers that I'm going to use on her tail and her top. And I'm kind of going for an ombre look here. So I'm doing some pinks, very light pinks into a darker pinks, and then some purples. I decided to do it non-traditional mermaid colors. And guys, I think she's such a cute little image. She is from a My Besties coloring book, like I stated before. And I just used some graphite paper to transfer over to the Spectrum Noir paper. And I'm having to bring in some blick markers as well because I didn't have enough of the colors in the range of the Spectrum Noir markers, and I'm sorry about that, but most of them are the Spectrum Noirs. And you can see right there that some of the wording is rubbing off the barrel. So I was kind of shocked about that because that's really the first time I've used the markers. Now I'm mixing a little bit of Copics because the Flex didn't have the color range that I needed as well, so I had to choose to go with my Copics. So now I'm just blending the two colors together there to get that blend going. Going back with my purple to blend with the pink. And I'm going back and forth because they are kind of harder colors to blend with each other just because they're so far apart. But I really love how it turned out. Now I go back in with the Spectrum Noir marker just to deepen up the color. So now I decide to just incorporate some of those colors into her lips, just to match. Now, sorry guys, here I do have to turn, and I'll advise you guys, if you're a new colorist, kind of turn your project to the way it fits your hand. You're going to get the best result that way. That way you're not fighting. Like, we all have a natural way that we color. Some people flick away from themselves. I personally flick towards myself. I have more control that way. So you kind of want to just do it the way your hand feels more natural, and you'll find you'll get the best result that way. So again, just to reiterate, I always use my lightest color to get the paper wet, get it saturated, and then the other colors just blend so smoothly. So then I take my darkest color and go with that, and then I work backwards. So I use my mid-tone, and then I'll go back. So here's my darkest color, and you'll find that with having the paper saturated, you'll get a way better blend as opposed to just going straight on to dry paper. Anyways, that's what works for me. You guys kind of have to work out what works for yourselves, but there's little tips and tricks I've learned along the way, and I've been using them for so long that I'm really used to alcohol markers, so I found that this is the best way I know how. So these are just my opinions. And to me, there's no right or wrong way to color. It's just coloring how you feel good, what makes you feel good. It's supposed to be a relaxing thing to color and soothe yourself and, you know, make your pretty on. So now you'll notice that I'm going to go back into that color a little bit because I'm trying to make them transition really well. Because the markers are so far apart, I kind of have to keep on reblending and blending. But in the end result, it looks really cute. But that's why I'm bent. Usually I wouldn't blend backwards into it. I would flick outwards. But that's why I'm doing that right here. And guys, we all learn from each other, and that's why I'm telling you what I do and why I'm doing it. So, I kind of just wanted you to know what my process is. So now I'm going to that lightest color and blending backwards into that color. Now, because this one is such a light marker, I'm having to do multiple passes over it, but that just gives it a better blend. And I normally am not a circle colorer. That's not how I color. But I really did have to blend that a lot. So now I'm going back to the Spectrum Noir marker and reblending. And the paper took it very, very well. Takes a lot of ink. I'm very impressed with this paper, and the 50 pack was very inexpensive with the sale that they had going on. So I was very happy to get this 50 pack. It's very thick, and it's just, it takes so many layers. I couldn't find the point where I mean, on this image particularly, I layered a lot. So I didn't find a point where I layered so much where it became a sheen or anything on it. Like, Spectrum Noir did a miraculous job on that. Thank you so much. And guys, if you're new to coloring, I just want you to know how well that all these alcohol markers, I had 3 different brands and they work very well together. So now I'm showing you the back. There is a little bleed through, but look how much blending I did. Not a lot of bleed through at all. It's a fantastic paper. Sorry about that, guys. Now we're on to the purples. So I've sped you up a little bit more here since you've kind of seen how I color. And we're going to go ahead and get through these darker markers. And these are the Copics. Now you'll see I'll take the pink a little bit and blend that tail out. And at the end of it, I'm going to blend it again. Now I'm doing a tip-to-tip technique I can't talk today, where you just take 2 very wide range colors if you don't have a mid-tone and you blend them together. So you hold that darker marker on top, get that ink in there, and then blend them too, and then put it to the paper. And you'll get a smoother blend that way. You kind of make your own custom color that way. So now we're getting into the pencils. And guys, these pencils are super creamy. They're a nice pencil. They're thick and hardy. I really liked working with them. And on this smooth paper, I'll say that they worked very well. There was no, I mean, this is a super smooth paper. So if you think about working with pencils, you need a little bit of tooth to it. But they took this paper beautifully. They blended together wonderfully. And it just gives that image, as you'll see in a bit, it just gives that image that extra pop it needed. It just takes it to another level. The blend comes out so creamy and so beautiful. Okay guys, now you're going to get a real angle. So we're done with the skin and now we're moving to the tail. And once you guys see the after effect of how creamy and smooth the blend comes out, you really see that difference of that mixed media-ish. Well, it is mixed media because we're mixing two mediums. But, you know, you can really tell in the aftermath of how rich and beautiful and just seamless this comes out. And it just gives it that punch of color. And you can see them blending there together. So, well, it's Thanksgiving, guys. So I want to say happy Thanksgiving to you. Well, it's going to be Thanksgiving. And I wanted to get this video up before then. And thank you so much, Crafter's Companion. I really appreciate you letting me, you know, giving me just some help to try out some more of your products. I did use a lot of my own money, but they did give me a $50 gift certificate. So thank you to you guys. And I hope you guys all have a happy Turkey Day and you are thankful for your loved ones and for, you know, just a happy day with your family. I hope you have your family with you. And just I really just wanted to say thank you for supporting my artistic journey. And I love becoming friends with you guys. And I've met so many wonderful friends on here and Instagram. And I am having a giveaway, so you guys sign up for that. And I hope you really like this video because I think it came out really great. And I really loved working with these products. The only thing I can say that, you know, the one pen, they should really etch the names and stuff in, but they do have them on the end caps. They really should etch that in because it really just rubbed off. So I can say that's one downfall. I didn't find too much fault with the pens. The ends do get a little frayed, but it doesn't affect their performance at all. And the bullet tips don't. They look a little frayed, but they don't perform that way. They keep their shape. The tips work well on all of them. They come to a nice, fine point. The pencils are just so creamy. They really are, guys. It's just like working with butter. It just melts onto the page. I love them. I would work with them again. I wouldn't say that I came to a point where it got too much wax bloom on it. Even though I'm not using a toothy paper, they worked just kind of dreamy, very good. And you'll see that in the final picture that they just worked really well. So great job on the Pro pencils. You can just see that blend right there. See how it just becomes seamless. And I'm not pushing down hard at all, guys. It really lays down good. Now I'm using some colors for her lips again. Just trying to brighten up that color and make a match. Now I haven't done her face yet, so you guys can tell from her skin to her face how much blending that the pencils helped. They were just dreamy. Sorry about that, guys. Had to sneeze. Sorry about the focus there. They were in focus again. We're just doing the little parts of the tail. And you can see that I took a little time blending those colors in on the top of the tail. But you can see how smooth it came out by just sitting there taking my time and blending. It did take multiple layers, so I was happy about that, even on a smooth paper. So try it out on different papers. These pencils are very creamy. So now we're working on some bubbles. And I think here, guys, I used about 5 different colored pencils for her hair, just to give it some more dimension. And you could see at the end how much of a pop those pencils give. Now we're doing the face. And you'll see a huge difference at the end of this. And as a little surprise, we're going to pop some Fine Tech watercolors on there for you. Just in a little couple spots. And at that end, you'll really see a cool difference it makes. And we're going in with the fine tip watercolors. So I used some different colors on the shells and the bubbles. And the paper took it just fine. We didn't use a lot of water, but it never buckled, peeled, or anything. Can you tell I'm in love with this paper? So you guys won't be able to tell at first, but I'm going to tip it up for you so you can see the true difference these fine tip watercolors on top of pencils and everything make. So just doing some dotting detail on the tail. So there's the fine tip sets that I used. And here's the big reveal, guys. Ta-da! I love how it turned out. So super cute. You can see those amazing sparkly watercolors on top of it. And just look how cute she came out. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I thank you all for supporting me. Like, I love supporting you. And I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Like, comment, subscribe, become my friend. I would love to hear from you. I love hearing what you guys like to see next. So let me know how what you think of her, how she turned out. I think she turned out super, super cute. So hugs and loves from me to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And one more little pass, because I did one more little catch light in her eyes. And I just want to say thank you again for watching my videos, and I love you all. Mwah.